And I'm avoiding talking about Spurs because I was there. I was there today, mate. And you know what? I had my rally call, didn't I, the other week when we was on?
Yeah.
I looked down that lens. I said, Spurs fans.
Well, I thought you got a great reaction.
We did.
I thought the fans were absolutely brilliant.
Let me tell you, today on the Tottenham High Road, there was almost like a small parade type. It was a gathering.
Because the result in the week give you a little bit of a lift, didn't it?
Listen, the draw with Liverpool.
Belief, etc.
The draw with Liverpool, then a win against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, which meant that our European form stayed unbeaten at home all season.
Really?
Yeah. Because we won it. Yeah, even though we lost on aggregate, we didn't lose at home.
Sure. You got absolutely murdered in Madrid, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going into this game today against Nottingham Forest. I'm thinking they've had a really tough game in the week. They've gone all the way to penalties in Denmark.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, I thought,
this is us.
This is us.
And I think there was about 55,000 people who had joined you on that.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it would be just the Forest fans who thought differently. The Spurs fans showed up. The Spurs bus showed up. The colourful flares showed up. Everything other than the football.
You know, that game started off and I thought to myself, Spurs, look at it.
Yeah.
Right? And then
8 corners in the first half. We ain't done all season.
No, but hold on. That first sort of 10 minutes, I would say, 12 minutes. And then Forest had a period of possession where you had that strange shape today.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? Where I wasn't sure whether he was free at the back, where Van der Ven was a left back, or was he, whatever system it was.
There was one moment where Spence was next to Porro on the right-hand side as like a...
Right centre-back.
Right centre-back, yeah.
Yeah, but I think he was right back. That, from what I could see of the TV, it was difficult because obviously you're only getting the footage from the TV. But the shape was obviously not working because Forest kept the ball in a passage of play for about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's a long time in the Premier League. They just kept it and kept it and kept it and kept it, and no one could put any pressure on them. And they sort of fizzled out the attack, and I thought to myself, oh, that's not a good sign. And then you come again, then you did okay again after that. But second half, it sort of, after the first goal, it looked like all confidence had left the team. The belief had left the team. And Forest were comfortable winners.
It was so poor. The thing is, Pards, just looking at that team, even in the first half, there was no outlet of creativity. There was no ball carrier. There was no one that could penetrate the lines, whether it would be a pass or a run. Every time, I thought Tell played all right, in fairness to him, but every time he got the ball, it slowed down and he's waiting to make a decision. Then watching Manchester City play with Doku, Semenyo and Cherki, and then you look at the levels and you go, what's the difference between them and, say, Matthias Tell? Directness. The confidence to go, I'm going to take you on, I'm going to beat you. And I'm not going to stop and wait. It's going to be fluid and it's going to be, as soon as I've got the ball, I'm running at you.
Well, a lot of that's to do also with the form of the team and the environment, and et cetera. But I've seen a lot of football this weekend, and I see Manchester City second half today, and I see Manchester United Friday night. Manchester United, wow, what a level they've reached technically at the top of the pitch. They're as good a team at the moment as I've seen for a while. So, when you see players and you look at that Man United team 8 months ago, those same players. Fernandes, Cunha, and they were struggling. They were trying to find their way. Do you know what I mean? And it just goes to show you, few wins, bit of confidence, training ground lifts. Suddenly the technical ability, Manu, blah 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 blah, of that Man United team has gone up. I would say 40%.
So with all of that being said, here's Tell. He did. I say he played pretty well. With all that being said, Pards, does that mean Spurs need a new lift? They need a new person at the training ground. Is it time for the gaffer to finally go? That was Pereira's first Premier League.
I thought he was going to say that was a party political broadcast on behalf of Madge.
Of the Tottenham Hotspur team. No, that was Pereira's first Premier League win today. It's so Spursy that they come here. And I heard Igor Tudor's second in command talking in that press conference.
I didn't think it made a lot of sense, if I'm honest.
No, there is something to be said there in terms of this stadium is so great and all that. It's a great day out for everyone. And I don't know if you've been backstage parts at the dressing rooms or whatever else, yeah? The away dressing room that they're in is as good as people's home dressing rooms. It's too nice for everyone.
No. That's nothing to do with it. Forget that. That's nonsense.
No,
I'm not having it.
He's saying it. I'm saying what he's saying.
No, I'm not having it. Nothing to do with it at all. I'm going to tell you what's to do with it.
Let's go, Parks.
Your last 6 games, right?
Awful.
The relegation.
Shambles.
The relegation team's last 6 games. This is how it reads. Last Spurs, then
Terrible.
Nottingham Forest, then Burnley, then Leeds, then West Ham, and then Wolves. And the reason Wolves are above all of you at this stage in terms of points gained is because there is no pressure on them.
Yeah.
They know they're down. They're a dangerous team at the minute. When people are looking at Wolves and they're running, thinking that's going to be a win, I would suggest that's going to be one of your hardest games.
Agreed.
Because there's nothing on them. And they always win it. You look at the history of the Premier League and the team who's rooted at the bottom of the league, once they're down or they're mentally down, they're not, I don't think they're mathematically down yet.
It becomes freedom, doesn't it?
It becomes a freedom. And that's what you're not playing with, you guys above. All those teams above them are like, oh, I watched Burnley. They was like, oh, this is our last chance. They got a bit nervous towards the end after playing very well at Fulham for periods. So,
Pards, what does Spurs do? Because
I don't think you can change the manager.
Really?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Well, that history of the third manager, it doesn't bode well. And Forest are on that.
It worked well for them today.
I was going to say today it has.
Worked well for them today. Worked well for them in a week.
And they are now
They're through. They're through in Europa.
3 points out of the relegation zone.
Let me tell you something. Forest could stay up and get into the Champions League. They could do what Spurs did last year. That's what Forest could do. What can Spurs do? There is a 3-week break now, Pards. That team, they need unity. They need bringing together. See, the next 3 weeks, obviously, a lot of them are going to be on international duty. But there needs to be some cohesion between
the manager
staff.
It's a real weird one for this manager because obviously he hasn't been at the club long, and all the players will depart to their international camps. He'll have what will he have? 8 first-team players left, plus the group below. What's he going to do? Work them to death? He's going to be frustrated. Is he going to give them a little break? What is he going to do? Because he's only gone for 2 days before the next game. Because once they come back of international duty, someone will be coming back Thursday or whatever. Bad flight. Sorry, gaffer. Couldn't get on the flight. Did all that going on. So it's a tough one. But when you're a Premier League manager, if you're on a tricky run, and I know Tudor hasn't been there very long, the international break is a nervous time for the manager because you could get the call. You know that there's time for the ownership to go, if we're going to do it, this is it.
And the only saving grace today is Aston Villa 2, West Ham 0 at Villa Park. We're going to talk about more on that subject in a moment's time. Spurs fans, call me 03717 223344.
Why are they calling just you?
Because
calling us.
We're having therapy.
They're calling us.
You're not offering me any hope here. I wanted you to say he's gone tonight, Madge. I'm coming in. No. You're coming in with my assistant. That's what I wanted to hear.